Marshes of Glynn by Sidney Lanier. Glooms of the live oaks, beautiful braided and woven, with intricate shades of the vine, myriad cloven, clamber the forks of the multiform boughs, emerald twilights, virginal shylights, wrought of the leaves to the allure, to the whisper of vows, when lovers pace timidly down through the green colonnades, in the dim sweet woods, in the dear dark woods, in the heavenly woods and glades that run to the radiant marginal sand beaches within the wide sea marshes of Glynn. Beautiful glooms, soft dusk in the noonday fire, wildwood privacies, closets of lone desire, chamber from chamber, parted with wavering arras of leaves, cells for the passionate pleasure of prayer to the soul that grieves, pure with the sense of the passing of saints in the wood, cool with the dutiful wane of ill with good, braided dusk of the oak, woven shade of the vine, while the riotous noonday sun of the June day long did shine, ye held me in your heart and I held you in mine. Now, when the noon is no more and the riot is rest, and the sun is await at the ponderous gate of the west, and the slant yellow beam down the wood aisle doth seem like a lane into heaven that leads from a dream. Aye now, my soul all day hath drunken the soul of the oak, and my heart is at ease from men, and the wearisome sound of the stroke of the scythe of time, and the trowel of trade is low, and belief overmasters doubt, and I know that my spirit has grown large from a lordly great compass within, the length and the breadth and the sweep of the marshes of Glynn, that work me no fear like the fear they have wrought me of yore, when length was fatigue and breadth was but bitterness sore, and terror and shrinking and dreary unnameable pain drew over me out of the merciless miles of the plain. I now, unafraid, I am fain to face that vast visage of space. To the edge of the wood I am drawn, where the gray beach glimmering runs as the belt of the dawn, for meat and a mark to the forest dark. So, affable live oak, leaning low, thus, with your favor, soft with a reverent hand, not lightly touching your person, O Lord of the land, bending your beauty aside, with a step I stand on the firm-packed sand, free by a road of marsh, bordered by a road of sea. Sinuous southward and sinuous northward, the shimmering band of the sand beach fastens the fringe of the marsh to the folds of the land. Inward and outward, northward and southward, the beach lines linger and curl, as the silver-wrought garments cling to and follow the firm, sweet limbs of a girl. Vanishing, swerving, evermore curving again into sight. Softly the sand beach wavers away to a dim gray looping of light. And what if behind me, to westward, the wall of the wood stands high? The world lies east. How ample the marsh and the sea and the sky. A league and a league of marsh grass, waist high and broad in the blade, green and all of a height, and unflecked with a light or a shade, stretched leisurely off in a pleasant plain to the terminal blue of the main. And what is abroad in the marsh and the terminal sea? Somehow my soul seems suddenly free from the wane of fate and the sad discussion of sin by the length and the breadth and the sweep of the marshes of Glynn. Ye marshes, how candid and simple and nothing withholding and free, ye publish yourselves to the sky and offer yourselves to the sea. Tolerant plains that suffer the sea and the rain and the sun, ye spread and span like the Catholic man who hath mightily won God out of knowledge and good out of infinite pain, sight out of blindness and purity out of a stain. As the marsh hen secretly builds on the watery sod, behold, I will build me a nest on the greatness of God. I will fly in the greatness of God as the marsh hen flies, in the freedom that fills all the space twixt the marsh and the skies. By all the roots that the marsh grass sends in the sod, I will heartily lay me a hold on the greatness of God, for as to the greatness of God is the greatness within the range of the marshes, the liberal marshes of Glynn. The sea lends large as the marsh. Lo, out of his plenty the sea pours fast. Full soon the time of the flood tide must be. Look, how the grace of the sea doth go, about and about through the intricate channels that flow, here and there, everywhere, till his waters have flooded the uttermost creeks and the low-lying lanes, and the marsh is meshed with a million veins. For as to the rosy and silvery essences flow in the rose and silver evening glow. Farewell, my lord sun. The creeks overflow, 1,000 rivulets run. In the roots of the sod, the blades of the marsh grass stare. Pass us, a hurrying sound of wings that westward whir. Pass us, and all is still, and the currents cease to run. And the sea and the marsh are one. How still the plains of the waters be. The tide is in his ecstasy. The tide is in his highest height. And it is night. And now from the vast of the Lord, the waters of sleep roll over the souls of men. But who will reveal to our waking ken the forms that swim and the shapes that creep under the waters of sleep? I would I could know what swimmeth below when the tide comes in, on the length and the breadth of the marvelous marshes of Glynn.